Hello, my name is Juan Rivera. I'm the school librarian at AP Randolph Campus High School in West Harlem. And today, what I'd like to do is I'm going to start a new series. It's called What's on My Libby, where I show you what's on my reading app uh, called Libby. And that any New York City school student can apply for a library card uh, really quickly and get this app for free and read books online. Um, so, just a little word on the website. So, if you want to go to aprandolph.com, you go to library, and you can find out if you go to resources for learning and teaching from home, you'll be able to figure out how to get a public library card online if you don't have one already. Um, The other thing that I want you to know about is the books and reading section of the library website. This is where I'm gonna where I put the books that I actually have in the library, and what I'm gonna start to do as part of this series is to see what books are available through the reading apps, and I will be putting that information here where it says publication date. So if it's available at any of the public libraries, you'll be able to read the books that we have physically at our school. You'll be able to read them online. Um, so the other thing that I wanted to introduce you to is the Libby app. You'll be able to get more information on how to do that when you log into the different library websites. So I'm going to pop up the my iPad and go straight to the Libby app, which is right here, just to talk a little bit about what's on my Libby app for now. And these days, it seems like I have a lot of kind of like nonfiction and poetry. Um, I'm reading or just started to look at, and this is actually something that I don't have in the school library, at least I don't think so. It's Woke, a Young Poet's Guide to Justice. And this is a collaboration between Mahogany Brown, um, who's a poet, Elizabeth Acevedo, who's a poet, and with a foreword by Jason Reynolds and some beautiful illustrations by Theodore Taylor. And so far, I've really liked this book because it's so hopeful. It talks about really hard issues such as discrimination and social justice. But the drawings are so beautiful, and it speaks so affirmatively about you know about our connections with one another. And it's just so beautifully illustrated that I think I'd like to kind of continue to dip into this. The next book is a book I'm kind of a memoir called Educated. That's something I don't have in the public library. Um, Hope and Other Punchlines. That's something I'm going to be reviewing later. I'm on a big Macbeth kick, and I've done another video on that, so I'm not going to go over it too much. But I'm reading two adaptations of Macbeth because I'm using myshakespeare.com to actually get into the meat of the play, and I'm also watching the movie. So for today, I want to go over some of the books that I actually have in my school library and that I'm currently reading on Libby. So the first one is An Indigenous People's History of the United States. And this is an adaptation. Sorry, this is for young people. And this is an adaptation of a book by Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz and two educators and curriculum writers, Debbie Reese and Joan Mendoza, Jean Mendoza, who are curriculum experts, add a bunch of really cool resources. And what's great about this book, it really is looking at the history of the United States through the point of view of indigenous peoples, and it gets into uh, really kind of like how language is used and how Native American or indigenous peoples' histories have been appropriated. Um, and one really cool piece is, thinking about how the settlers, quote unquote settlers, actually relied on a lot of the developments that indigenous peoples had already done. So, for example, indigenous peoples had already cleared fields and really kind of adapted the environment and created roads and trails that a lot of the European colonizers came and took over. So it's like a real kind of like twist from what we've or I read about in high school, or the typical way of looking at Native American history. The book is really it looks really great on Libby, and you'll see, um, you know, that interface with the website is really beautiful. I really like the Libby app. If you can get it onto your phone or an iPad, it's a really great way to look at what you're currently reading and what's on tap. Um, it's really, really cool. The other book is a book that I also have. Oh, by the way, Macbeth Killing It, I have in the library. Um, and Fatal Throne, um, I also have in the library. This is a collaboration between six different writers. Um, and it's a fiction, historical fiction. Each writer takes on one of Henry the Eighth's wives, and I thought it would be super boring. Henry the Eighth, kings and queens, England, but I found it to be really beautiful. This is the coordinator of this project is someone named Candace and uh, Candace Fleming, and I've really liked the writing so far, and it just makes that period of history kind of really approachable. Other things that I have on my Libby are Good Omens. I just finished watching the series on Amazon Prime, and this is just something that I'm reading personally. Uh, but another thing that I want to make sure that I let you all know about is that, if you want to find out more information or keep track of what you want to read, um, is to hop onto goodreads.com and create an account. Uh, and it's really just kind of a way to keep track of what you're reading, to find out more information about, if you like this book, you're going to like these other books. I actually have voices at my physical library. It's about the final hours of Joan of Arc. And let's see, let's look up woke. Sometimes it takes a little searching. Um, but anyway, this website is really great to kind of keep track of what you've read, what other people have thought. And if you really enjoy a book, um, look up the title and see other books that are like it, and see if you can find it on Libby. So two tools, Libby and Goodreads. It's a winning combination. Let me know if you're dying to read any of the books that I'm talking about, and I'll return them so you'll be able to get them more quickly. Also, if you have any questions about how to use Libby or get access, contact me at jrivera17 at schools.nyc.gov. Okay, stay safe and keep on learning. Thank you.